Hello, hello. Welcome to my live stream. I am Jenny Mitich. I'm a carnivore educator here on YouTube, and I've been doing the carnivore lifestyle for almost 3 years now. I honestly can't believe it's been that long. December 27th, 2022 is when I started, so we're coming up on 3 years. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me and everything sounds good. Also, let me know where you are watching from. I love hearing from you, and I love to chat with all of you. So we are going to get started. Right now, we're doing a book giveaway for this live stream. So all you need to do in order to win a copy of my new book, Complete Carnivore, is comment #Complete Carnivore. That's all you have to do. But you have to make sure that it is the hashtag and then Complete Carnivore is all one word. Otherwise, the little giveaway tool will not recognize it. So go in and get that in. I'm going to be giving away that copy of my new book, Complete Carnivore, at the end of this live stream. So exciting. I honestly can't believe it's almost book release time. This is coming out in a week. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it. All right, so there's a few housekeeping things that I want to talk about. In addition to commenting #Complete Carnivore. If you have a question, please put QQQ in front of it so that I know that it's a question, so I can pick it out of the chat easier. Any carnivore related questions, keto, metabolic health, any hardships that you're having, any problems that you're running into, just let me know and put the QQQ in front of it so I can easily pick it out of the chat, and we will get those questions answered for you later on in the live stream. So let's see here. I want to go over to this one for now. And I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, ButcherBox just switched over their deal today. And now it is a free whole turkey in the first box, a free spiral ham in the first box, or you can still pick free ground beef for life. This deal is going on, I think, through mid-November, I believe. There's going to be a few other things that kind of pop up here and there, but this is a heck of a deal. I just ordered my box for November, and I'm getting the free turkey because last year I got one and it was absolutely delicious. I think I got like a 13-pound bird. I believe it's a 10 to 14-pound humanely raised whole turkey. So it's a great deal. So I have that link in the description. Be sure to take care of that. Thanksgiving's coming. It's almost the end of October. Oh my gosh. Halloween is coming. Okay, cool. So that's that. I also want to talk about Hack Your Health. Hack Your Health is coming up too. I can't believe it. Hack Your Health is a conference down in Florida, Tampa, Florida, the world's largest conference for hacking your health, biohacking, and a lot of carnivore stuff. Lots of big carnivore contingent going on down there. I am actually going to be doing a book signing and a cooking demo on the very first day. So if you're going, be sure to bring your book, and I will sign it for you. And then I'm going to be cooking one of the recipes from the book as well. It's going to be super fun. I believe my session is at like 9:40 in the morning or something. Pretty excited, slightly nervous, but it's going to be fun. I love doing those kinds of things. You can save $100 on your ticket using code Jenny Mitich, which is a huge, significant deal. I've linked that in the description as well. If you haven't picked up your tickets to Hack Your Health yet, but you're going to be in Tampa, come and join us, because I would love to see you. All right. Looks like we are doing okay with the sound quality. So if you are just joining, please comment #Complete Carnivore for your chance to win a copy of my new book right here. Comes out in a week, so you'll receive it, release day, but free copy. Got to have that. All right. So Hack Your Health is taken care of. Okay. So the other thing that's going on right after Hack Your Health, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann puts on these low carb cruises often. I think she's done like 10 or 12 this year. I don't know, a ton. So there's a big group of people. I think right now it's like 80 people, including me, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, Bella from Steak and Butter Gal and her husband, and Dr. Boz. And then a bunch of people that are eating low carb are all cruising together. And I believe you can still book that if you want to. I think we're getting down to the wire, but I think you still can. So I put that link in the description as well if you want to come hang out with us for 5 days. 5 days? 6 days? I think it's 5 days. Super exciting. We haven't been on a vacation in about a year. and Goran and I need it. So we're not bringing the kids. It's just going to be us. It's going to be fantastic. So we already talked about the book giveaway. I want to talk about one more thing with the book. So if you pre-order the book within the next week by November 3rd at 11:59 p.m., you are eligible to download this bonus PDF. So this is a free gift that I made for you just for people that have pre-ordered the book. Pre-orders are a huge deal for authors. They build buzz about the book. And then the day that it comes out, a big, order comes through and all the, bookstores and things are like, oh, wow, people really want this book. And then we can get the book onto every bookstore shelf in America and hopefully start improving the metabolic health of more people. And all of you watching know the healing power of the carnivore diet, and more people need to know about this. This book will hopefully help a lot of people regain their health. So pre-orders are a huge deal. I appreciate every single one of you that have pre-ordered already. So many of you have, and I just love you so much. It really means a lot to me. Worked really, really hard on this book. I really think you're going to enjoy it, and I really appreciate it. So if you have pre-ordered the book at any point, let me pop this up on the screen here. This QR code up in the corner of the screen, if you scan that, take a photo with your phone, you will be brought right over to the pre-order bonus page where you just put in the order number from your receipt, where you ordered it from, and your email, and then I will send it right over to you. This has two additional recipes that are not in the book. They're only in this PDF. There's also a complete quick start guide, blood work guide, supplement guide. So many things in this that only people that pre-order are going to get. You got a week left, 1 week, final push. So that is what that QR code is up in the, I don't know what that would be for you, upper left. It's upper left for me. But yeah, you can scan that and take care of that. And if you haven't pre-ordered the book yet, that's okay. You still have time. You can head to the links in the description. I have Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, and Blackwell's linked. You can also go to Books A Million. There's a few other places that you can order. Most places. I think the only one that I was surprised where you can't pre-order is Walmart. I don't know that they do pre-orders, but is what it is. So be sure to take advantage of that. All right. So I had a question. I would love to hear from you now. I want to start having guests occasionally on my live streams. And I am friends with so many people in this space. Let me know in the chat right now what your top 2 or 3 people would be for me to try to get on the live stream, so that you can get your questions answered by them. Leave those in the comment section. I would love to hear who you would like to have me have on the podcast. So I'm going to probably start doing that in, I don't know, end of November, beginning of December. So I need to start asking people now so that we can get them scheduled. But I was just curious, what people you would like to see. Come on. I also want to let everybody know my Jenny Mitich Carnivore community. I am going to be changing platforms. So we've been using Circle for the past year and a half, and I'm just not happy with it. I'm going to be switching platforms and then completely revamping the community because it kind of fell by the wayside just when I was writing the book, and I just had so much stuff going on, and I really need to put a lot of work into the community. So I'm going to be shutting down the Circle community. I think November 17th is the last day. I've already shut off all of the billing and all that kind of stuff. So if you are a member over there, be sure to stay tuned. And if you're not, be sure to stay tuned as well, because in early 2026, I am going to be launching a brand new carnivore community. I'm still just kind of testing out different platforms, because there's so many out there, and I just need to figure that all out. So I wanted to let you know all of that stuff. All right, let's head over to the chat. I am done with my housekeeping. We got that done pretty quick today. So Terry watching from Ontario, hello. Marie is watching from Avondale, Arizona. And be sure to comment #Complete Carnivore if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway. Mario says, love the extra recipes in the bonus. Thank you so much. Yeah. Just two, but they're really, really tasty ones, ones that I really enjoy, and they're not hard to put together. I like recipes that aren't super complicated. I don't have too many complicated recipes in that section of the book. All right, we have lots of people commenting, hashtag Complete Carnivore. Okay, already did my pre-sale for the book. Awesome. Thank you so much. Make sure to download the pre-order bonus if you have not. That little QR code up in the upper left-hand corner it'll bring you right over to the pre-order bonus link. Hashtag Complete Carnivore, lots and lots of people. Okay, we have a question. I need to lose about 25 pounds. I usually eat OMAD. Okay, I would like to, let me see if there's anything else from you in here. So I'm going to need a little bit more details. How long have you been on carnivore? What are you typically eating in a day? Are you including dairy? Do you have any mobility issues? How old are you? Like how long have you been on carnivore is important though, because we'll see like where you're at, and we can see if we can dial in a few other things. So leave those in the chat box for me. Lots of complete carnivores. All right, Jude. I'm exercising more over the last 3 months. I've put on 3 kilograms at this time. I can't lose any weight. I have put the weight on in my tummy, 55. Okay, so what are a couple of things? First off, hormonal shifts can do that. I would say I'd want to know like what's your macro split on carnivore? How much fat in grams are you eating? How much protein? Sometimes when you get a little older, it's good to have higher fat, but sometimes if you're not losing weight, it's better to dial the fat back a little bit, which can be, contrary to a lot of advice out there, but it doesn't have to be a big adjustment. It could be like if you're eating 70% fat to 30% protein, it could be dropping it to 65% fat to 35% protein, or 60-40 or something like that. That can be really helpful. I also say with more exercising, have you had a DEXA scan so you can see what your body composition actually is? Because maybe some of those kilograms are muscle. And I know you've said you put some weight on in your tummy, so maybe it's not, but I think it's a good idea just to take a look under the hood and get that done. So then you know exactly what weight you're gaining and what weight you're losing. Because otherwise you just think you're gaining weight and it could be something else. So those would be my 2 suggestions there. All right, hashtag Complete Carnivore, Keto Rockstars. Hi, Jenny and friends. Hello, hello. Lots of people. Hashtag Complete Carnivore. Tammy, so excited to be here. I have learned so much from watching you, education and recipes. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I'm glad that my videos have been helpful. This is a good question. Will the free copy be autographed? I'm going to be ordering it directly from Amazon, so no, unfortunately. I am, though, in the future, I'm ordering a box or 2 directly to my house. So maybe that could be fun, an autographed copy. Do that in the future. Because I plan on giving books away every live stream, at least through the end of the year. All right, here we go. Valerie Wall, hashtag CO. Make sure you do the whole thing, hashtag Complete Carnivore, so that you will be entered into the contest. Don't want you to be left out. Lots and lots of people here today trying to win the book. Very, very good. Okay, this is a great question. Already pre-ordered. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. How do I download the PDF? Thank you. Okay, so right now, there's a couple of ways you can do this just right now. So up in the corner of the screen, you'll see that little QR code. If you open up your phone app and just kind of scan that with your phone, that will bring you directly over to where you enter the information you need to download the PDF. So you're going to need your receipt from wherever you ordered it from. You'll need your order number, wherever the place wherever you ordered it from, and your email. And you can do it that way. You can also go to the description of this live stream, and I've got that same link in like a clickable form there if you don't want to use a QR code. So those are the 2 ways. This is another great question. I've pre-ordered it in Kindle version. Can I still download the guide? Yes, this is for both hard copy and Kindle version. You just need your order receipt. So same things. Okay, so do we have to download the free PDF before the release date? Yes. So it's a pre-order bonus PDF. So I'm trying to just have it be as an incentive, and a gift for people that are pre-ordering. I might leave it up like through release day. I haven't quite decided yet, but for right now, it's November 3rd at midnight, 11:59 p.m. going into the 4th is there. All right, Kizzy. Thoughts on I think what you're saying is MTHFR testing. Okay, so there's a few things. I love testing. I'm a data nerd. I'm going to sneeze. I hope it doesn't. Okay, I'm not going to sneeze now. I'm a data nerd. I love testing. It could be worth it. About 40% of the population has an MTHFR gene mutation or some similar mutation. Like for me, for example, I have an MTRR mutation, which is similar. Basically means I don't methylate folate well and I need to supplement. There's a few clues in blood work that you can look at. One is homocysteine. If it's in the double digits, so like, I don't know, 12, 13 or higher, and then you start supplementing with a methylated B complex, and then you retest and it's gone down into the single digits, that's a pretty clear indicator that there's one of the gene mutations. And that's much cheaper than a lot of these MTHFR tests. So I got one done. Gary Brecka, his company did one. It tested for 5 different gene mutations. It was like a $600 test. I did that, and I just have the one. You can do just a plain freestanding MTHFR for, I think, $100 or something like that. I've seen them. So it just depends on, how much money you're willing to spend. But yeah, I think, it can be worthwhile. I will say if you do the homocysteine testing route, make sure you stop supplementing with vitamins, any supplements, like 3 days before you take the test. Because if you continue to take the methylated B complex and like right before the test, the day before or whatever, it'll skew the results. So you don't want to do that. That's just, common, I don't want to say common practice. That's just, standard practice for any kind of testing, blood testing. Stop taking your supplements 2 or 3 days before, but for the B vitamins, it needs to be 3. So yes, those are my thoughts. There were a lot. Tweety, hello. There you go. Yes, upper left barcode. Okay, cool. Because that's what it looks like to me, but you never know. Is it like mirrored? I don't know. It's also 5 p.m. and I've been up since 6 a.m. and working and hanging out with my children. And my brain is generally mushy this time of the evening. Okay, hashtag Complete Carnivore. Be sure to leave that on there. Hashtag Complete Carnivore. Comment that so that you can be entered into the giveaway. Very good. And if you have a question, be sure to put question marks or QQQ in the front of it so I can easily pick it out of the chat. I want to make sure I get to all of your questions. Okay, we're back. Okay, could you please recommend a high quality brand of creatine? Thanks for all you do. Yes, so you want to get something creatine monohydrate. That's what you're looking for. It's the most well-researched supplement out there. Incredibly safe, works really well. There's tons of great brands out there. What's the one I'm using? Optimum Nutrition or something like that. It's like a black container with green writing. I'll have to link it in the description after this. I'll put it in there. Creatine. That's the one I use. I've had a lot of success with it. I just say make sure it's just the creatine monohydrate. Make sure there's, third-party testing and, clean. You don't want to be taking just some random stuff. Candy Frazier. Okay, so we're now getting into guests that you would like to have on. So let me jot these down. I actually have never heard of Candy Frazier, so I'll have to look her up. Kind of controversial, but I want to hear a discussion with her on her primal bod views. Ken Berry, of course, he's a good one. I'm having him on the podcast in November. Steak and Butter Gal, we love her. I just had her on the podcast. Her episode came out last week. Dr. Chafee, he's great. I was on his podcast like a month ago, I think. Casey Ruff. I love Casey. Casey is the host of Boundless Body. I was just on I just did Boundless Body a couple days ago. I think it's coming out in late November. Ken Berry, Nisha. I would love to get Nisha on. I want to pick her brain about some Hashimoto's related stuff and pregnancy related stuff. Okay, Ken Berry, Sean O'Mara. Yeah, we love Sean O'Mara. You know, I love visceral fat readings and DEXA scans and stuff. He typically uses MRI because he's a physician and he can order those in his practice. I would love to be able to do that. Yeah, he's great. Okay, so we have, hello. How you doing today? Robin, good to see you. We have Homestead How. Yes, Carrie Mann is fantastic. I've actually just finished processing his podcast episode. I recorded with him a couple of weeks ago, and then he recorded with me. So we kind of did a podcast swap. I love him. He's just so dynamic. Let's see. I think his episode is coming out this Thursday, so 2 days from now. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Hello from Florida. Okay, we've got Chafee, Ben Azadi. Yeah, Ben's channel has been like blowing up lately. Insane. And then of course, Ketogenic Woman, Anita. I love her. She is fantastic. I was on her live stream 2 months ago, I think. 2 months ago. Okay, watching from Olathe, Texas. Okay, here's a question. Can you talk about Candida? So I have limited experience with Candida, but I have started going down that rabbit hole like within the past 2 weeks. So I've been doing a parasite cleanse from Accelerated Supplements, and it goes hand in hand with a Candida. So it's a Candida cleanse and a parasite cleanse at the same time because it's a symbiotic relationship between the two. And the supplement that you take, it weakens the exoskeletons of the parasites that are kind of protecting the Candida and back and forth, and then you clear it all out. So it's really interesting that you asked this question because I started doing that protocol. It's basically 5 days of the supplements and then 10 days off, and then you repeat that cycle twice. So a 45-day protocol. And I had some hardcore die-off symptoms, like hardcore herpes reactions, where I felt so wiped out. I had a headache. I felt like I was sick because I had die-off of whatever was inside of me. So I'm doing that, feeling better now. That's actually why I postponed my live stream last week from Tuesday to Wednesday, because I was just feeling dead to the world. Feeling better now. I'm on that 10-day where I'm not doing it. I'm going to start up again on, I think, Halloween. But I interviewed a doctor named Dr. Biamonte, whose specialty is Candida. And we had a really, really great discussion about it. So with me, with my Hashimoto's, it's more than likely that I have a Candida overgrowth in my gut somewhere. And I need to take care of that. So yeah, been going down that rabbit hole. I will have tons more information for you as I learn more, because I'm a crazy person and I love learning and going down rabbit holes and interviewing people. Dr. Biamonte's interview will be out, I think, in November or December. I'm so backlogged on my podcast. I have so many good podcasts for you guys. So many good episodes coming up. Hello from Waukesha. Okay. Do you know anybody that has gone into remission for HS? I do not. Honestly, I don't even know what that is. So I've never heard of it. I would have to do more research on that to see. All right. Hello. How are you doing today? Be sure to comment #Complete Carnivore if you're just joining us so that you can win a copy of my new book. Hello from Charlotte. Okay, UV Carnivore, Stephen Thomas, Keto Pro, Richard Smith. Great. I've watched Stephen's stuff before. Basically, when people are saying names in the chat, if you're just coming on, are there any people that you would like me to have on my live streams? I'm trying to start having guests occasionally, probably starting at the end of November, and I need to start kind of sending out emails and asks. So if you have anybody that you would like me to interview, just let me know in the comments. Stephen Thomas, and then Richard Smith. I do not know Richard Smith, but I will. Keto Pro. Okay, cool. Maha Mama, Maja Mama. Hi, Jenny from your neck of the woods. Hashtag Complete Carnivore. Hello, hello. Okay, so Dr. Kiltz, I love him. He's one of my favorite people. He actually wrote the foreword to my book. He and I are good friends. Dr. Bright, I also love her. I've wanted to have her on the pod for a while. She's very, very smart and knows what she's talking about. Okay. I did carnivore for the first month. This month has been bad because I have added some stuff, plus my appetite has not been good. I'm tired of eating some stuff. I only do beef. Yeah, so my food aversions when I did carnivore came in between weeks 3 and 5. I just was so tired of eating beef. I was like, ugh, I can't do it anymore. So trying to diversify your meats could be helpful, but if that's what you mean by you're adding stuff in, like, are you adding different meats? Did you come to, hold on. I'm assuming that you are doing carnivore for HS. So I'm wondering if maybe adding in other stuff, if maybe you're trying to do like a lion diet to do some healing. Could be. If you're adding back in plants, yeah, that could be precarious for sure. Okay, so here's a question. I have cut fat back carnivore for 2 years. Okay, that's great. So some people do really well with a slightly lower fat. So like a moderate fat, higher protein approach can be really helpful, especially if you've hit like a weight loss stall or something like that. Kizzy, 2 years carnivore. I eat high protein, moderate fat. Working out is hard. Hashimoto's fatigue. Yeah, I feel you on that. So I experienced that last year. And I would say don't work out. Not right now. If you go too hard at the gym, your adrenals and thyroid are cashed. You need to start working on what's actually going on. What's your root cause of the Hashimoto's and start addressing that. I had to stop going to the gym for like a month or two because every time I would go, I would start lifting weights and I would just be like so cashed out. I couldn't do anything. Walking is fine. I think walking is good. But you have to incorporate rest and figuring out like what's going on with the root cause. It's really frustrating. I know I've been dealing with it for a year and a half and I'm getting better. Like I've been coming up with building my own Hashimoto's protocol and doing a bunch of research and interviewing as many thyroid experts as possible. And I am feeling better, getting better. I'm able to go to the gym. I was able to go work out today just fine. It was great. But I've been balancing it a lot. All right, here's a question. What if I lost too much weight and would like to incorporate a few more pounds? Is it okay to cheat for Thanksgiving lunch? Yeah. So here's the thing. When I do, the whole point of a holiday is it's special. You know, I don't like to go off the rails on Thanksgiving, but I will have like a piece of pumpkin pie. I won't eat the crust though, because it has gluten and that just messes me up, but I'll eat the inside part. I might have some green bean casserole or something like that, or like a corn casserole, whatever it is. But I typically have several Thanksgiving celebrations. This year, we'll just have the one. On Goran's side, we're doing it with them this year. So I just pick one holiday event to do more of a keto thing. If you want to have like the full shebang, sure, go ahead. But also you need to know yourself, you know, is that going to then send you off on a carb binge for the next couple of months, or will you be able to get right back on track? I think giving yourself permission to have a cheat meal once in a while is totally fine. You just have to kind of figure out what works best for you. So for me with the Hashimoto's, I can't do dairy and I can't do conventional dairy and I can't do gluten. So in my cheat meals, I never have anything with that stuff in it because it'll just mess me up for like 3 days to a week. And I don't have that kind of time to waste. So yeah, Yeah. At Christmas, I have several Christmas celebrations that I go to. I pick one of them where I'm going to have more of a kind of cheat, and the rest of them I just eat the animal-based stuff, and it works fine. Okay, so pre-ordered, filled out the form, but what I got was yes. Okay, so what you're doing is you're confirming your subscription to get the email. I can't just send you an email. So you have to confirm the subscription, and then it's emailed out to you. That's how it works. And also be sure to check your spam and promotions folders, because and it ends up there sometimes. And then you just have to like, okay, my email to come to your inbox. Okay, Keto Rockstars, hey. Okay. So here we go. Everything seems to be going good. Then my hair fell out, getting worse. Start stressing, I'm not eating enough, feel pretty good. Use Carb Manager, mostly 80-20. So was your hair falling out beforehand? I would say go get a full thyroid panel. Find a functional medicine practitioner that can read a full thyroid panel, because if your hair is falling out, that's like one of the top 2 symptoms of thyroid, low thyroid. And most low thyroid is Hashimoto's. So that's what I would do. My hair was falling out around month 4. That's when my Hashimoto's really presented itself. Fatigue and hair loss. So anytime I hear hair loss, full thyroid panel, baby. Complete Carnivore. Yes, make sure to comment #Complete Carnivore. Okay, Maja Mama. The information you shared on lipotoxicity has made a huge difference for me. I adjusted my macros to 65-35, and the scale finally started moving after 16 months. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. We, with my husband, were so confused, because the typical advice was just add more fat, add more fat, add more fat. And he was getting worse. His health was declining, and he was not losing any weight on carnivore. It had been 18 months. I had lost almost 50 pounds. He had lost nothing. So I'm so glad that we figured out what was going on with him. It took a long time. It took us we didn't really figure out what was going on with him until at least 2 years in, 2 years and a couple of months, when I presented the data from our experiment with him at the Collaborative Science Conference. And then Dr. Ali came up to me and was like, I think your husband has lipotoxicity. That's when we really finally had an idea of what the heck was going on, So I'm glad that the culmination of that has been these videos that have been really helpful for a lot of people. So keep doing what you're doing. And that's awesome. And you can see 65-35, 65% fat to 35% protein is not low fat at any means. It's just a slight reduction. Just a slight reduction. That's all you need to do. You need to give your body the opportunity to tap into its own fat stores. So I think when you're starting carnivore, everybody can start just by eating lots of fatty meat and things like that. Typically, you're going to end up around 70% fat to 30% protein. That's a typical beginner macro split if you're tracking. But after the first month or two, once your body is adjusted, if you're not losing weight or if you're seeing metabolic health declining, you can start to adjust those fat macros a little bit and get that scale moving in the right direction, and get the health markers, the biomarkers moving in the right direction too. Really important. Complete Carnivore. November 3rd is my clean date, 19 years. Congratulations. That is amazing. I've been clean for 14, 15, something like that. I'm a former heroin addict, so I feel you. Congratulations. That's amazing. All right. How do you know if you're getting the right amount of fat and protein if you're a beginner? Stopped my statins on my own, trying to wean off blood pressure meds all on my own. Any suggestions? I would suggest not weaning off of medication on your own. You definitely should do that with a physician. But I would say in the very beginning of carnivore, I think it's best to just eat fatty meat until you're full and just allow your body to get used to the diet. I don't think you should track anything in the very beginning, just because your body needs time to get used to this way of eating, especially if you're coming from a standard American diet or a really plant-heavy diet, which most of us are coming from. Once your body is adjusted to it, then you can really start to dial in the macros. What are your goals What are your goals with carnivore? Why are you doing carnivore? I know you want to get off statins and blood pressure meds, so obviously some metabolic health improvements, but what are you really trying to heal? As far as like, how do you know if you're getting the right amount of fat and protein? I think just making sure you're not hungry, making sure you're eating to satiety, you'll get there. And then later, if you run into issues or stuff, if you want to start tracking, you can track. If you're one of those people that loves tracking, just do it. You know, I love tracking. I don't track my food unless I'm doing an experiment anymore. But you could use like MyFitnessPal, Carb Manager, Chronometer, and just input the foods into that. And then you can get a quick and dirty reading of what you're getting every single day. I think minimum, if you want a minimum protein goal, minimum 100 grams of protein per day for everybody, just a minimum. I like to do 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So for me, I want to be 130 pounds. So I like to try to get a minimum of 130 grams of protein per day. But again, that's the floor. So you can go higher. It can be good. I received my PDF. Fantastic. That is good. Have you heard of ADF? It's helping me. I have not. What does ADF stand for? Again, my brain is mushy this late at night, so I very well could have known what it is. Your 2-week lower fat meal plan is working fabulously. Thanks again. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I'm really happy that it's working well for you. Typically, it's just little tweaks. Little baby tweaks, and you can get stuff moving again. All right. Congratulations, Sally Jones. I'll have 36 years in January. Congratulations. That's amazing. Amazing. I love it. Other than your amazing self, thank you. Who would be good to look up to learn about visceral fat? The first one I think of is Sean O'Mara. He's like the visceral fat king. He does a lot of content around it. Some others that I think of right off the bat would be like Ben Azadi does some visceral fat related content. Thomas DeLauer does a little bit. I'm pretty sure Dr. Barry has done a few. So yeah, I would say that. I think this one is related to the 2-week carnivore meal plan. That was in one of my videos. I did a lower fat meal plan for people, and you can get a free resource. I laid out a couple of two different versions of a lower fat meal plan. Okay. What is your opinion on the blood type diet? As in, do you think type O is definitely meant to be carnivore more than others? I don't like the science behind the blood type diet. I think it's mostly malarkey. I'm type A, which would mean that I should eat a more plant-based diet. That's just, the science is not great. I don't take much stock in that. Love your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, this is in response. She gave it away on Instagram a few weeks ago, along with the shopping list. So yeah, if you head over, I'll just link it in the description. Let me put it in my notes. Lower fat meal plan. So there's a video, and then you head over to Instagram and send me a message that says low fat, I believe, and I will send you over the information to get the download. So there's 2 different lower fat meal plans. The first one is just a slightly lower fat, where you just replace 1 meal per day with a leaner cut of meat. And then there's a more extreme version where it's like really lean meats. You're really only using fat for cooking. And that one is like only for people that are experiencing lipotoxicity. Like, I think everybody could do the first one, and that should get them going in the right direction. But if after a month or 2 of doing that one, it's still not working, going more lean is an option. So I gave away both options. Nick Norwitz, he is awesome. I just had him and Dave Feldman and Adrian Sotomoda on the podcast a couple weeks ago to talk about the keto CTA trial. That was really fun. I hadn't ever seen all 3 of them in one interview before. So that was that. Thanks for the lab info. I'm having homocysteine checked in a couple of weeks. Recently started a methylated B complex, so I'll be sure to stop that the days before. Hope it's made a difference. Yeah, usually it should be pretty quick. If you're doing the experiment where you're trying to figure out if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, it's usually pretty quick, because when you're taking the methylated B complex, you're giving your body that broken down form of the B vitamins that it needs, that it's unable to methylate for itself. So usually it's pretty quick. But yeah, just stop taking all supplements, 2 to 3 days before the testing. All right, Dr. Siwas, yes, love him. I've seen him speak, I think 3 or 4 times at the symposiums for metabolic health. They're held in January and August. The January one is in Boca. The August one is in San Diego. And it is, I love that conference. It's like 3 to 4 days of just lectures from researchers and doctors and things, and it's open to the public. So I've been going like 2.5 years now, I think. Love it. I'll be at Boca in January. So yes. Chris Cooking Nashville. I was just on Chris's live stream today. Go over and check that out. I love Chris. Chris and Ash, his wife, are incredible people, like legit super good people. We recorded with them in, when was that? July. We were in our Airstream trip. We did an epic family Airstream trip for a month over the summer, and our final stop was Nashville on the way home so that we could film with Chris. I was on his channel for a tavern-style, Chicago-style pizza, completely carnivore. The crust was all carnivore ingredients, and then he was on my podcast. So he would be an awesome person to have on the live stream. Faux show. All right, question. Will we get the PDF if we buy the Kindle variation of your book? Yes. Yep. All you need is the receipt. You just need to enter in the order number, where you ordered it from, and your email, and you will get it too. Dr. Boz. Yes, I've seen her speak 3 or 4 times, and she is just such a great educator. I love her slideshows. She uses a lot of similar graphics in her videos. She's just really good at making complicated topics more accessible. And I'm going to be going on a cruise with her. She's going to be on Steak and Butter, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann's cruise with me, Steak and Butter Gal, and oh my gosh, my brain is blanking right now. Lisa, me, Boz, and Steak and Butter Gal. Oh, there's 4. That's it. It's going to be so much fun. Loved your podcast with Steak and Butter Gal. It's nice to hear more of her story than things she's typically talked about. Yeah, I love Bella. She is a genuinely kind and super intelligent person. And I just wanted to learn a little bit more of her personal story, because we always see her on the big screen, and she does really in-depth, great deep dives on things and recipes. But I wanted to know a little bit more about, the behind the scenes Bella. So that was super, super fun. She's going to be at Hack Your Health too. Stephanie Keto Person. I do not know who that one is. You guys are giving some really good suggestions. Thank you so much. This is very helpful, because I want to make sure I'm bringing people on that you guys really want to ask questions to. Be sure to comment #Complete Carnivore. Dr. Jason Fung. Okay, so let me tell you a story about Dr. Jason Fung. His book, The Obesity Code, is how my husband lost 130 pounds before we met. He found that book and Wheat Belly, and just devoured them, and then started doing water fasting and keto. Lost 130 pounds in about a year. Crazy. So yeah, he keeps telling me, you got to get Dr. Jason Fung on. You got to get him on. I'm like, I know, I do, because I need to talk to him. We love fasting. My husband does a lot of water fasting, and it's like one of the most effective ways he's able to lose weight, improve his metabolic health, and feel great. Gabrielle Lyons, that's a good one. I obviously know who that is, but I don't have a ton of experience with her. So, the heading for the clip. So the video's name is Lower Fat Carnivore Meal Plan. And let me see real quick. I'll go over to it and take a look so I can get you the exact. Come on, there we go. So it's probably like if you go to videos on my main page, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns down, fourth one over, lower fat carnivore meal plan, melt fat and break stalls. So there's that one. And then there's the one next to it, lower fat carnivore, who actually needs it, carnivore reset. You can take a look at those. Okay, question. Is there a link or more info about the parasite cleanse? So yes, in the description, if you go to the link for accelerated supplements, I think it says iodine, because I also use their iodine. I use a lot of their supplements. They're really, really clean. I use their iodine. You can go in and go over to the website and look. You can look up just parasite cleanse, or you can look up by detox, like what kind of detox you're trying to do, and get it that way. It's let's see. There's the Super Candida pills. There is the colloidal silver, and there's the cellular detox powder. I think that's the 3 products that are in the cleanse itself. And I am going to be doing a full review video on it. I also just had the owner of the company, Sarah Banta, on the podcast, and we did a deep dive into iodine, the liver cleanse that I did, and the parasite cleanse. So we're going to talk about the science behind it all and how she formulated these products. Super, super, super wicked smart woman. So I will have lots more information on the parasite cleanse. There's so many different parasite cleanses out there. And, you know, we live in a first world nation, so we think like, oh, none of us have parasites. We all have parasites. Everybody has a parasite. It's just part of being human. So the problem lies in when it's kind of overtaken your body. And a really good clue that you might have a parasite issue or a candida issue or a viral or bacterial infection that's that you don't really notice is if you have an autoimmune condition. Super, super common. I started my journey with working on medication and eliminating environmental toxins. I've taken fragrance out of all of my self-care products, our laundry detergent, stopped using scented candles. I don't use any air fresheners. Obviously, I haven't used fluoride in years now. So fluoride-free toothpaste. I've been filtering my water with a Berkey filter with fluoride filters since like 10 years ago. So I've been working on that, but then the medication, it took us like 6 months to get it dialed in. And then I wasn't feeling better. So then it was like, okay, now we need to move on to adrenals, and we need to move on to leaky gut stuff. And it's like an endless rabbit hole. So I've now moved into liver and parasite cleanses, candida related stuff. I've been working on the leaky gut stuff. I am feeling a little better now, 60 to 70% energy levels as opposed to like 20, completely wiped out. But yeah, find it in the description. Carnivore Claire, I do not know that one. Carnivore Claire, fantastic. Virginia, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Make sure for the hashtag complete one, because your complete and carnivore have a space in between it and the giveaway tool won't recognize it. Bane, hello, my friend. Okay. Carnivorous Me, I do remember her. And I wonder if she's still creating. Yeah, she would be super great. Dr. Georgia Ede, love her. I saw her speak at this symposium for metabolic health. And of course, I've read her book. I used to have mental health issues, anxiety and depression, and I self-medicated with drugs and alcohol for many years. But when I went carnivore, my depression and anxiety went away within like a month or two. Incredible. And I was not expecting that. Incredible. Dr. Cruz, yes, that's a good suggestion. Circadian expert. When I started out in carnivore, I found out that light exercise does us better than heavy workout sessions. I was lifting and then be useless for the rest of the day. Yes. And Robin, I believe you're also dealing with thyroid issues, correct? I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Yeah, I love working out. I love walking. And then I'll go to the gym and I'll probably strength train 30 to 45 minute sessions, 2 to 3 days per week. I would love to do more, but I don't have the time, number one. And number two, I'm really trying to protect my thyroid and adrenal health. So I'm trying to take it a little bit easy, trying to balance it, because I want to strength train and continue to maintain my muscle and maybe build. I have had a really hard time building muscle with this Hashimoto's. It's like my body just doesn't want to put on muscle. It is what it is. Thomas DeLauer, I love his channel. Love his channel. He's super smart. And Kelly Hogan, of course, the queen. I love Kelly. Met her for the first time at Meat Stock this year, and then she came to the Chicagoland meetup because she's really close with Karen Miles, who's amazing, and organizes all of our Chicagoland meetups. So they did a whole thing where they were hanging out. I love Kelly. She is super great. Laura Spath. I love her too. I would love to see her at Meat Stock. I don't know if she's coming. I'll have to ask. All right. So yeah, the video title is Lower Fat Carnivore Meal Plan, Melt Fat and Break Stalls. Okay. I have a genetic thyroid problem. Okay. I knew there was a thyroid issue. Cannot do dairy, gluten, grains, no spices. So you have to be very strict. Yep. Some people do. Okay. How did I find out that I had Hashimoto's? When your doctor went over your blood work, did they say it shows in your T3 or T4? Thank you so much. Okay, so this has been a long journey. I went to my conventional doctor about 2 months after my hair had been falling out, and all they tested was TSH, and it was normal. So they're like, nope, you don't have a thyroid issue. I'm like, can't you run a full thyroid panel? They're like, nope, if your TSH is normal, we can't do anything else. And then they gaslit me by saying, oh, you're probably just tired because you have, twin babies. They were like 1.5 years at that point. And then they were like, oh, maybe it's long COVID. I hadn't had COVID at that point yet. And just, it was ridiculous. So I just continued to suffer on and off. The fatigue would kind of come and go in the beginning. And then last summer, I believe, I had Dr. Amy Horniman on. We did a collaboration. I met her at Hack Your Health in Austin, Texas in June. So we did a collaboration in July where I ran a full thyroid panel and she interpreted it for me. Those videos are on my channel, how to read a full thyroid panel, so that if you can't find a practitioner to do it yourself, at least you can know how to read one, so you can at least know if you have thyroid issues. So we did everything. And, my TSH and my T4 were completely normal, within range, good. They were good. But my free T3 was in the gutter. That's why I was so tired. My reverse T3 was high, which indicates a conversion issue. T4 converts to T3. The free T3 is the actual active thyroid hormone. And you want that to be in a pretty high optimal range. So that was sad. And then we tested antibodies because that's how you know if you have the autoimmune thyroid condition Hashimoto's. And my antibodies have never been super high. My highest were 17 for, I think, TPO. Thyroglobulin antibodies were below a 1. And that can happen. A lot of people with Hashimoto's have really high antibodies. I was never one of those people. So that's how we determined the Hashimoto's. And then I do blood work. In the beginning, it was every 6 weeks while we were adjusting medication levels. Now it's like every 3 months. And I've also run a bunch of hormone panels with them. So yeah, that's how it is. Typically for conventional doctors, they will only run TSH and T4, free T4. But you really need because those can be normal and you can still have thyroid issues if you're not running everything. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm experimenting with the macros to lose weight now after cleaning up my health. Hope the scale starts moving. Yeah. I think that's good to, kind of get everything health-wise in order and then start working on the scale-related stuff. That's good. That is good. Sally Norton, she is great. I met her at Meat Stock. Okay. Do you think it really takes 6 months to a year to get all the withdrawal symptoms away from SSRIs, Abilify, and a med I took was Invega? Ugh. Yeah, with psych meds, it's hard. That's why all of the doctors I've talked to say you need to titrate down really, really, really slowly, really slowly. Yeah, I do think that could be a thing for sure. Okay, Dr. Jennifer Daniels. I feel like I've heard of her. Okay. ADF, thank you for clearing that up for me. Alternate day eating. Yeah, I've heard of that. I think it's great. I think it's great for some people. If you're able to fast and do that comfortably and you feel good and everything's moving in the right direction, completely do it. I don't feel very good when I fast, water fast for longer than like 24, 25 hours. I've done a 37-hour water fast, but it wasn't great for me. I think that's the autoimmune stuff. Okay. Confirmed for a second time, still nothing. Did you check the spam and promotion file? Also, it doesn't just come immediately. Usually it's within a few minutes. If you continue having issues, just send me an email. My email is listed in the description of this video, really everywhere, every description of every video and in my about page. If you continue having issues, and I will get that sent over to you. Okay, cardiologist did not want me to stop statins, but I'm against them. He's against my way of eating, trying to find a new doctor. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Pretty normal. Doctors, they work for you. If you don't want to take a statin, you don't have to. And that's just, kind of the way it is. It shouldn't be super complicated to be able to say no to something you don't want to take. So I think finding a new doctor is probably a good idea. Dr. Chafee is type A also. Yes, he is. I love it. Thank you for linking the video in the description. You are very welcome. Hello, my friend. Copper's Kitchen. Greetings from Alaska. Giving myself a tardy slip. Yeah, where you been? Where you been? We only have a few minutes left, although you did post that like at 5:40. Yeah, you do have to stay after class. That's hilarious. All right, so Sally, we've already gotten down. Amber O'Hearn, I love Amber. She is great. She was actually one of my very first podcast guests. We have a really good interview with her on the channel. All right, let's see. Yes, everybody, don't forget to hit the like button. That will get this live stream pushed out far and wide. Far and wide. Good evening. Hello. All right, what do you normally eat or not eat during your parasite cleanse? I know you just had a video on that. I need to watch it all the way through though. Okay, so the parasite cleanse isn't as specific in the food that you shouldn't eat. The liver cleanse is. So the liver cleanse, the last couple of days, you want to keep it really low fat. Sarah recommends a lot of plant-related foods. I didn't do that. I just kept it lower fat carnivore. But the day of, I did eat just plants. I did like mushrooms and I think a couple strawberries. Some really just like innocuous plants, nothing crazy. And then you do the olive oil citrus juice drink as part of the flush. And that filled me up. It was like, 6 ounces of olive oil? So you're full. And then the next day you can just go back to eating normally again. When you get the liver cleanse protocol, you're able to, they send you like I don't want to say a worksheet. There's like instructions, like 6 pages of suggestions that you can do. But if you're following a carnivore lifestyle, some of those suggestions just aren't going to be applicable. But the low fat part is important because you want to take the burden off of your liver and your gallbladder for the time that you're doing the flush so that you can get all the stones out. I should put a picture of my stones up. I'll upload that for next time because it was like, holy smokes. Dr. Ben Bickman, I just got his contact information, so I'm going to be getting him on. Hello. Dr. William Davis, yes. Great suggestions, you guys. You guys knocked it out of the park. Okay, when did you go off heroin and how did you do it? Did Carnivore help you with this? Thank you so much. No, I've been clean for like 15 years, long before Carnivore, and it was a long process. I talk about it a little bit in my story in the book. I was on and off heroin for like 6, 7 years, something like that, from 19 to 25, 26. Went to 3 different rehabs, had some relapses, went back out, went back to rehab. You know, it was a long journey. Finally got clean, and now that's a completely different part of my life now. I don't even recognize that person anymore. And I don't have any cravings or anything. I don't go to like AA or NA or anything. It's just not, it's a completely finished part of my life. And it was a lot of work, hard work. And I'm glad that that's done because it was terrible. But yeah, it's hard. A lot of my friends are dead from that period of time. Heroin has claimed so many lives, and I'm very lucky that I was able to get out of it. So the podcast I just did with Aaliyah English was so cute. Her excitement was so cute. Yeah, I love her. All right, I'm going to get down to the rest of these. Maria, I love Maria. I've had her on the pod. Ovadia, I've had on the pod. I have not had Dr. Seafried on. I want to get through these comments, and then we're going to do the drawing here in a minute. Dr. Tony Hampton. He's great. I've seen him speak several times. Dr. Stephen Finney. He is also great. I saw him speak at the symposium. Very interesting story. Okay, Dr. Jen Unwin. Okay, here's another question. Hello, Jenny. I've been doing carnivore 4 to 6 months. Inflammation gone, feel better. But when I eat my meals, I have diarrhea every time I eat. Why is that? But when I eat bad foods, I don't have diarrhea. I would say if you've been on for that long, I would look to other things. I would also look at your macro composition, but I would look at I would start with macros. Like maybe it's too high fat. That's a common reason. Sometimes I get diarrhea if it's just way too much. Anybody out there have any other suggestions? Dave Asprey, I've been watching him forever. Love you too. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Acid reflux after breakfast, eggs, beef, bacon, any advice? Yeah, I addressed this in a video. Hold on. Gosh, where was that acid reflux one? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to link a video in the description for you because there's a few things. Typically, acid reflux is because your stomach acid is a bit low. And if you started a couple months ago, I would say back down on the fat a little bit. You might just be overwhelming your system. You could try like an HCl supplement or like apple cider vinegar or something like that to try to raise the stomach acid a little bit. I would say don't drink anything while you're eating. That can lower the stomach acid. But yeah, that's all the stuff I would try. Okay, hold on. We are almost to the bottom. You guys had a lot of great suggestions today. Bitten Johnson, Dante Ferrigno, yes. Okay, let's do this. There you go. Accidentally ordered a second one, but I actually feel it's going to be a good thing. You can give it away as a gift. Oh yeah, or keep it as in your reference library. There you go. How often should you eat liver? Once or twice a week. You don't want to overdose on vitamin A. So that's typically what the recommendation is. We've got a Michaela Peterson. As far as the link for the cleanse, all right, we're to the bottom. A link for the liver cleanse. It's the accelerated supplements link. If you go into the description, there's a link for iodine and a code, Jenny5. You can use that code throughout the whole website. And if you go to the website and just search liver cleanse, it'll come up. And I'll have a video about it very soon. And Michelle Hearn. Yes, she's fantastic. I saw her at the Collaborative Science Conference the first year. All right, guys, we're to the bottom. So now we're going to do the giveaway, my book. Let's see. All right, share the screen. Giveaway tool. All right, guys. Are you ready for the giveaway? Let's do it. Who's gonna win today? Who's gonna win it? Billy Richter, 1379. You are the winner. I am going to put in the chat here. Congrats. Email me at mamamidich@gmail.com to get your book. All right, there we go. Fantastic. Is Billy still in here? I want to make sure, because if they are not, I'm going to give the book to another person. Let's see here. Billy. Hey, Billy, if you're in the live stream still, make sure to comment real quick so I can make sure that you are the winner. Otherwise, I'm going to draw another winner. So, Billy, if you're still here, be sure to comment. I'll give you a minute to get there. Make sure to comment. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, so here's another question while we're waiting for Billy to respond in the comment section. TPO and TAG antibodies clock in north of 500, have no symptoms, never had after 40 years of Hashimoto's. T3, T4 are in normal range. If you don't have symptoms, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, the symptoms are the most important part. If you've had it for 40 years, I mean, it is what it is. What they used to do back in the day was they would just go off of symptoms. You know, blood work only tells one story. Billy, are you still in the live stream? I'm going to draw another person here in about 1 minute if I don't hear you, because I want to make sure somebody goes home with this book. Billy Richter, 1379. We're going to draw another one in about 30 seconds. Make sure to leave your comments. Let me know that you are still here. Otherwise, it's going to somebody else. Let's see here. I think we got all of the questions. Yes, there we go. All right. I'm going to give Billy about another 20 seconds. Billy Richter, where are you at? We want to be able to give this away to you, my friend. You got about 10 seconds left before I'm going to draw another winner. Comment in the comment section. Otherwise, it's going to go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Billy is not here, so we're going to draw another winner. You ready? All right, here we go. Who is our winner this time? Hollyhock 3945. Are you here, Holly? Leave a comment in the description, or in the comment section, I should say. Let me know if you're still here. And I have put my email address at mamamidich@gmail.com so that you can get your book. Hollyhock 3945. Are you here? Are you here? She is here. Hello, my friend. So congratulations. You are the winner of my book, Complete Carnivore. Fantastic. I will send a copy of this to you. So send me an email, mamamidich@gmail.com with your address, and I will get this out to you. So it's still in the pre-order period. So it'll come to you on like November 4th or the 5th. I'm going to order it directly from Amazon. But yeah, send me an email. I'll get that over to you. And for all of you that have pre-ordered already, the QR code on the screen will bring you over to where you can download the bonus PDF. It's also linked in the description. And this is only good until November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. just for the people that pre-order. Guys, this was so much fun. We are going to do a big live stream next week on Tuesday because it's book release day. Can't believe it. The book release day is actually here. Wild. one more week for the pre-orders. So I love you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on this live stream. And thank you all for hanging out with me. This was awesome as usual. Love you so much. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Have a good one.